Hello, everybody. Somebody told me that their wife hates when I say that, so I decided to extend it. Hello, wife. Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. I'm ridiculous. As always, a great way to support the channel is by leaving a like, by leaving a comment, or by subscribing if you have not already done so. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. At the moment, you are going to notice a very clear trend in this video. At the moment, the wider cryptocurrency market is currently down. It's not a crazy down for a lot of coins. Many coins are kind of, sure, whatever. But at the moment, Bitcoin, I believe, is down by around 2 to 3%. Over the last 24 hours, it says Bitcoin falls below $60,000 as the market remains optimistic. To be fair, Bitcoin's price is up by, 50, 60% over the last 3, 4, 5 weeks. So I think we're still totally fine. I'm almost certain at this point, especially if you look at the charts, a lot of the movements down are clearly, at least to me, orchestrated by whales, big wallets, whatever you kind of want to call them within the cryptocurrency space, as they are trying to either lower the price so that they can buy up more on another cryptocurrency exchange, or simply trying to prove that Bitcoin's price has reached the bottom or has a brand new floor and therefore can move up from there. Because the idea usually is as the prices move up too high, at some point they're going to fall logically. But if we can kind of bounce off of a number and continue back up, it means that this is the new level that we don't really have to worry about anymore, and therefore prices can continue to rise. That is all the Bitcoin price news. That's it. Once again, you are going to see a very clear trend as to what the most, and not even the most popular, the only price news of the last 24 hours was. And also, I forgot this part as well. It says Wall Street Bets founder predicts Bitcoin is hitting $100,000 by the end of the year. For some reason, this was also kind of popular news, and it's we all knew that. I don't think there's one person. Stop it. I'm sure there's at least one Bitcoin bear out there who's like, Bitcoin's going back to 8,000. If you believe that, bless your wallet, because I don't know what else to tell you. We all know that Bitcoin's going to 100,000. It's just kind of completely logical at this point. If Bitcoin doesn't hit 100,000, I mean, something is extremely wrong with the market. But we all at least believe that it's going to. The news of the day, and my goodness, this is absolutely insane. It says, for those of you not looking at the screen, Shiba Inu's price has skyrocketed to the stratosphere of Jupiter, to yet another record high, surpassing Dogecoin in market cap. I got home yesterday, I was looking at prices, and I briefly saw it happen. It was a really quick flip of Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. And then I sat there waiting for another 10 minutes to actually see if it was going to happen again. I went onto Twitter, everyone was like, I can't believe it flipped it, but lo and behold, it had actually happened a couple of times. The current thing that's happening right now, we probably will be able to see it during when we look at prices. Dogecoin has not been doing as excellently as it normally did before in the past. And you can tell, even as Dogecoin's price was dropping and Shiba Inu was going up, people were desperately trying to move the price up. Shiba Inu, at the time of me making this video, has officially, billions of dollars ahead of Dogecoin, has completely flipped it. And Dogecoin's price is really trying to push itself up because it's trying to, and I mean this in the nicest crypto way possible, trying to kind of remain relevant in the meme coin space. Shiba Inu's entire purpose of being created was to get rid of, push away, make irrelevant Dogecoin, and it's doing that quite rapidly. Shiba Inu flips Dogecoin. Will Shiba upturn XRP soon? Yep, Shiba Inu is also very close to XRP's price, as a lot of the other, and I've been discussing this with Hello Friend, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We've been talking about this very heavily. Had dinner last night, and it was mainly the entire topic of a 2-hour dinner, basically discussing where the cryptocurrency market is going, what exactly is happening. and how much further Shiba Inu actually has to go. I'll tell you this as well. I consider us like digital friends. We are currently at the point where me and my friend were discussing what exactly is Shiba Inu. And I don't mean like, is it a coin? Is it a meme? Is it a yada yada? For those of you who were not here in 2017, that is the exact year that it happened. At the beginning of the year, XRP was 0.004. I think it was less than 1 cent. And the entire idea of, and listen, I'm going to tell you everything like straight out. The entire idea is that it was impossible for XRP to hit 1 cent because the supply was too high. People kept on saying it can't happen. It won't happen. Anyone who thinks that XRP is going to 1 cent is completely out of their mind. I kept on telling people, I'm like, it seems quite believable that XRP can not only go to 1 cent, but even $1. People were like, you're absolutely insane. I had my first like really popular video on this channel, which is completely gone. I deleted it years ago. It seemed irrelevant for some reason, like after all everything had kind of taken place. And then we got to the point where XRP hit 1 cent and everyone was like, well, that's fine, but it can't go to 10 cents. Then it hit 10 cents and then 16 cents and then 25 cents. And people were like, well, that seems to be the cap. XRP cannot go any higher. And at that point, I stopped really talking about XRP at that point on the channel. This was summertime, somewhere around there, because I knew that, and people kept on saying that it was me who was pumping the price. So I said, cool, I'm not going to say anything. XRP's price went from 25 cents to 35 cents, 45 cents. I think 60, 70, 80. It was pushing really, really high. It had a slight dip back to 68 cents or something like that. And I remember at this point, people on the comment section here were telling me like, why are you not making a video about this? And I was like, I refused to even say that this was over a 2 or 3 month period. I refused to say anything about the letters XRP. XRP finally hit $1, and that's when I made a video about it because I was like, it's clear that this was going to $1. I'm not sure how everyone else completely missed that. And then we all know the story. By the end of the year, XRP hit $3.60. You know, history, history, history. We're currently at the point now, me and my friend, to give you the entire idea. Me and my friend were discussing in 2017, the idea of XRP hitting 1 cent made no sense to a lot of people, nonetheless an actual dollar. This is a current conversation going on with Shiba Inu right now. Now, once again, I know how many coins Shiba Inu actually has circulating, but even the actual circulating supply isn't exactly accurate on many cryptocurrency exchanges. This is once again a mimic of 2017 as we get into the discussion of how many XRP are actually circulating. It's meant to be 100 billion coins, and then you get into the actual nitty-gritty of it, and it was that 60 billion of them were being held by Ripple, which they currently have in an escrow, which will be there forever and ever, yada, yada, yada. And then the other 40 billion as well were being, moved around, transferred so and so and so, but a lot of that was also being locked up as well. Like, all this XRP simply isn't moving around. When you get into the Shiba Inu discussion, it goes that I think the amount of circulating, the amount of created coins was 1 quadrillion. A lot. That's a lot of coins. And then you look further, especially if you remember earlier this year, 50% of that was given to Vitalik Buterin. I think he gave away $1 billion to some type of fund in India. I don't remember exactly what it was called. And I think he burned the rest of them. Half of the supply, poof, completely gone. I think the other 40, so there's 50% left. I think another 40% of the initial 100 is locked inside of Uniswap as like, the word isn't leverage, liquidity for the actual exchange. So bam, then you have another 10% that's actually available to other people. Shiba Inu also has a coin burn. Shiba Inu also has a decentralized exchange. Like, all these things are actually using it in the background. I'm not sure exactly what the burn rate of Shiba Inu is, but we were discussing that it's pretty, especially if you end up getting like network consensus or now once again, I told you I would tell you all of this just to really let you know exactly what's taking place, because I'm pretty sure there are more than 30 people watching this right now who are completely shocked that all of this is actually happening. Shiba Inu is actually being used. Dogecoin is kind of a really fun, cute idea. Look at my coin. It has a Shiba Inu on it. It's kind of cute. But the speculation around Dogecoin has simply been, it will eventually get smart contracts. it will eventually have these platforms on top of it. If it's upgraded enough, it will eventually be able to have other coins being built on top of its blockchain and being used, and potentially a Dogecoin, US dollar, and all this other stuff. It will eventually, but Shiba Inu has all of these things already. I told you this was months ago as well, not to even whatever, but it's more like so to finish the entire thought off, depending on how big this continues to get, because Shiba Inu is probably going to continue growing, not only as a community, but as an actual coin. Just throwing that out there so you all know what's coming. If the burn accelerates based off of network consensus, if the idea is that if the network majorly decides we want to initiate a further coin burn, if this happens, if that happens, start, really burning, millions every single day, every single second, we will eventually get to a point where the Shiba Inu supply is actually shrinking so fast next to the people who are trying to buy up as much as possible. There have been tons of people who've been buying tons of Shiba Inu. There's articles, I don't have them here. These people are making hundreds of millions of dollars because of bets that they made months and months ago. And then still the idea is that now, to finish off the thought, that Shiba Inu could hit 1 cent. Once again, I know the initial supply. I know what the current circulating supply says on many cryptocurrency websites, but that's not the actual circulating supply that's actually out there. A lot of it is locked up and or completely burned away. So if you haven't been on Instagram and haven't seen any Shiba Inu posts, the idea is that it's looking like, if the momentum continues, it will eventually hit 1 cent. My friend said the craziest price that he heard was 30 cents. I don't know if we can hit, if we, listen, I really think the actual sky is the limit, but I try to be very conservative when it comes to my numbers, because I'm not going to sit here and tell everybody, hey, this thing's going to $9 right now. But I'm just an explanation as to why all of this is actually happening. Shiba Inu flip Doge. What's next for SHIB's price? Shiba Inu breaks all-time high, eyes 10 top largest coins after 850% monthly ROI. And to keep this in mind as well, I know 850 sounds, insane. I think XRP in 2017 was, what was it, like 67,000% or something like that around the same exact time. So keep all these things in mind. All these things are possible within the cryptocurrency space. Me and my friend were also laughing. Yes, I mean, like, actually, like, throwing our head backs and laughing. Because we were like, the idea of investing in the stock market is like, if you're really lucky, by the end of the year, you're like, oof, I made 19% on the stocks I held and I bought, I made a lot of money. And we were like, 19, even if you made like 65% over the course of a year in stocks, 850% over the course of a month, I think Shiba Inu is up 3,300% in the last 3 or something a month. Like, there's no way to compare. Like, the cryptocurrency market is so much better than stocks. It's just completely real bang for your buck, if you will. Shiba Inu hits all-time high, becomes a top 10 coin. Why Shiba Inu is far better than the boomer meme coin. It's getting quite serious. I mean, so this is, and I'll tell you, I'll show you exactly what this says. Dogecoin was everyone's favorite internet pup for a while, but Shiba Inu has taken over as the latest white-hot crypto asset. The price of SHIB has also enjoyed a dizzying rise in recent weeks, attracting the attention of many in the crypto community. Joe Weisenthal, a Bloomberg Makers editor and podcast, has suggested that SHIB is superior to Dogecoin. One of the main reasons, I think he says it pretty early on. He pointed out some of the advantages that make SHIB so much better than Dogecoin, including the fact that the crypto is undergoing development, observing a fast-paced roadmap. It boasts its own decentralized exchange, has non-fungible tokens, and cutting-edge smart contract functionalities. I think they also have staking. They have so many things actually happening with this thing, and this is why... Remember a couple of months ago when we got news that they were thinking of trying to hire or find new developers for Dogecoin and that they would be building up the ecosystem? I was like, yeah, but you got to do that very, very fast. We're now at the point where when you hear that the people from Ripple are like, hey, we're going to have NFTs and smart contracts, you have to have all these things already. It's not really we'll have them in a year and a half on our platform. It's like you need them today, right now, because every other coin has them as well. Shiba Inu dominated the news. Like there was nothing else that really took precedence over. It was every other news article. It was absolutely insane. It says Shiba Inu is up over 900% in the last 90 days as a petition for Robinhood listing surpasses 340,000 signatures. If Robinhood doesn't list Shiba Inu, I'm not sure what's wrong with their marketing people, because it's like you need to, like, it's kind of the final frontier. We were talking about, I mean, there are also some other coins that also need to be listed as well, but yeah. And also there was a situation where Coinbase added that they had Shiba Inu on their platform on the App Store, and it caused Shiba Inu's price to rise and also Coinbase's app to become #1 on the App Store as people realized that they could buy Shiba Inu on Coinbase. A lot happening, like so much happening in a very short period of time. We are still, and I know this sounds crazy, we are still not in the euphoric phase of the market. You will know when we are there. I do not specifically know if Shiba Inu will hit 1 cent or 2 cents or 3 cents, but just understand that everything is possible in this market. I believe that's the last one that I have up here. Oh, nope, also not. It says $233 billion asset manager CIO regrets not investing in Shiba Inu, as I'm sure many people do. There's a lot of stories going around, especially on Reddit and many other places, the people who bought Shiba Inu, and not even early, like earlier this year. They now have millions, tens of millions, and actually there's someone who has $100 million something dollars from it. So I expect the popularity to continue as the coin is actually being used. It would be very fascinating if Dogecoin slowly faded into obscurity. I think that would be a very big event. Anyway, that's some of the Shiba Inu news. There was definitely more, but you know. And let's move on. Also in the news, the first upgrade on Ethereum's proof-of-stake chain has been deployed successfully, but that hasn't priced the stop. That hasn't stopped the price from declining. On the 27th of October, Ethereum core developer Raul Jordan posted that the Altair upgrade on the Beacon chain had been successfully deployed. I think that we are one upgrade away from actually having Ethereum 2.0. I think the time frame that I remember hearing was that by December of this year, so we have that upgrade. The other upgrade is supposed to be the Ice Age, where basically you are heavily incentivized not to fork Ethereum as it is merging with the actual Beacon chain to make Ethereum 2.0. If I remember correctly, it's supposed to be December is like the last upgrade before we actually get Ethereum 2.0. I don't think they have, maybe it was the other tab. Yeah, I think after this, basically all we're waiting for is the actual merge. There's no date for the actual merge, but we also heard earlier this year, after we got the other major upgrade, Berlin, I don't remember, there's a lot of words, for Ethereum, I think the upgrade is scheduled or being talking about, geez Louise, at the beginning of next year. I still am telling myself the middle of next year, just because it sounds more realistic. It's taken a very long time for us to get this far. Vitalik Buterin has said that basically everything is go, so I assume that they're just doing like hyper testing every single day. But I think the beginning of next year is very optimistic. Anyway, so yeah, Ethereum upgrade had happened, and the price didn't react like people thought it would. But I once again, I think it's because Bitcoin's price has been pushed down, and everything else kind of followed except for Shiba Inu, which was also interesting last night at dinner because we were like, imagine if the rest of the market was still moving up. How much higher Shiba Inu would actually be right now? Yeah, that's the Ethereum news. I think the main thing that people are waiting for is the actual proof of stake. You know, you can add on Altair or have an Ice Age, but people want to know that exclusively that it is proof of stake. Transaction fees are basically zero. And that's just kind of how it works. Let's move on. Also in the news, super popular, but not as popular as Shiba Inu. On Wednesday, Bitcoin and the overall cryptocurrency market entered a strong correction, with Bitcoin's price slipping under $60,000. Citing some opportunity, El Salvador bought the Bitcoin dip, adding 420 BTC worth $25 million to the treasury, the president said. It was a long wait, but worth it. We just bought the dip, 420 new Bitcoin. Everyone's quite excited about this. This was also it was quite popular news. This happens every single time. Every single time that we have seen Bitcoin's price drop, El Salvador has bought more. I think previously, they were only buying around 120 Bitcoin at a time. I assume they're still mining it as well. So therefore, they probably should have over 1,000 Bitcoin at this point. I assume that number is only going to continue rising as time goes on. Not really much to say here, except that this same country keeps buying up Bitcoin, at least openly. We all know many other countries are buying up Bitcoin. They're just simply not saying anything about it, especially for those of you who were not here yesterday. What is it? Some woman, I don't remember what her job is, announced that all U.S. banks should start to be able to hold and custody Bitcoin because, I'm pretty sure she sees the future. On top of that as well, it says Shiba Inu is the third most Googled crypto in 2021, right behind Bitcoin and Ethereum. Is anyone surprised? No. No. Shouldn't be surprised at all. This is usually a very good indication as well as to a coin's price. And years ago, we don't really have this metric anymore or hear about it as much. You could usually tell how high Bitcoin was going to go or how low Bitcoin was going to go by how many people were actually Googling it on a daily basis. Sometimes we would see like the Google charts of Bitcoin like really rising rapidly, and the Bitcoin's price like a day later would also kind of follow it. So yeah, Shiba Inu, Shiba Inu, Shiba Inu. On top of that as well, in popular news, but I don't think that it should be popular at all, the Bitcoin fund, QBTCU.to, a closed-end investment vehicle based in Canada, has received regulatory approval from the Dubai Financial Services Authority, or the DFSA. The fund debuted on NASDAQ on the 23rd of June of this year and became the first listed digital asset fund in the Middle East. The fund's goal is to provide investors with exposure to Bitcoin and the daily price changes of Bitcoin in US dollars, as well as long-term capital appreciation. The fund is a diversified portfolio of digital assets that invests in Bitcoin and US dollar-denominated money market instruments. So many of these funds keep launching, but it seems nonsensical, at least to me. I understand the point of investing in a fund or wanting to have exposure to an asset or whatever the actual case might be, but so many of these things are launching and these people aren't buying actual Bitcoin. It's kind of the same exact thing. There's also some other ETF news in here as well. I still think wholeheartedly these people are going to be very upset in the future where they're making really good money from these funds, but the individuals themselves do not hold any Bitcoin. That's going to become a very big thing in the future when people really understand exactly how scarce Bitcoin is. So the news is that a Bitcoin fund from Canada has been approved for listing in Dubai. Regulators are... It's fascinating to see how quickly the world is changing right in front of us. How many things don't actually have to be, and how desperately people keep clinging on to the old world. It's very interesting to see, and I wonder how this time in history will be viewed in about, I guess, even 50, 20, 30, 40 years. It's kind of the same exact way. Have you ever seen, you must have at some point, they have articles, like actual newspaper articles of the things that people were writing when the first cars were released. And people were like, news articles were like, it's nonsense. We have horses. Why would you need a machine to drive you somewhere when you have two perfectly good horses who will well outlast the life of this metal machine? Same thing happened for the telephone. There was one, I think we even might have gone over this together because it was in some article. It has something to do with the fact that, oh gosh, what was it? There was like I think when the telephone was like really gaining popularity, there were opera houses all over the world who were really, I think the opera houses were worried because they thought that people would simply call someone from the opera house and the other person on the other side will be able to hear the opera and not have to be there in person and pay for a ticket. And there was like a huge uproar. The world is crazy, and humans never change. It's just always this like really like go as slow as possible. Anyway, I'll stop talking. That's the Dubai Bitcoin fund news, and good luck to them with that. Also in the news, apparently there was another an actual Bitcoin ETF that tried to slip on by through the SEC. But I think they were actually using Bitcoin in some sort of way, and the SEC said no to it. This was also very popular news with many people discussing it, kind of like, oh man, I can't believe it. I told you, these people don't care about the actual market. The SEC cares about control, and the way that they figured out how to get control over something, especially the idea of an actual Bitcoin futures. The entire reason why we have futures in general is for people to be able to bet against Bitcoin to try and lower its price. So of course the SEC is going to allow through 3 Bitcoin futures ETFs because it allows people to be able to actually bet against the price of Bitcoin. But when it comes to something that would allow a company to be able to legally be able to start buying up Bitcoin and every other company, that gives hyper validity to Bitcoin. And the SEC doesn't want that because they don't control Bitcoin. It's all about control and money. None of this ever has to do anything with the SEC trying to actually help U.S. consumers. It is about how much control can they get over the market. But the really crazy part is that there are actual Bitcoin ETFs all around the world already. So the fact that the U.S. one continues to remain in the news as something is like, sure, why not? So anyway, I think it was Valkyrie and maybe one other company who tried to get one through. And the news is, it looks like that it did not go through. Does anyone care? No, not really. Why? Because Bitcoin's price is still going to hit $100,000 plus with or without any Bitcoin ETF because the SEC said so. And to finish things off, it's pointless in lying at this point. This is clearly just an attempt at market manipulation. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says Indian crypto regulation is planned for February. This was written in a report. You know what? You want to know why this is nonsensical and why this is just an attempt at market manipulation? Since 2017, the Indian government has been back and forth between them thinking of banning cryptocurrencies, not banning cryptocurrencies. People are restricted from using cryptocurrencies. Somebody came forward and said, no, we never said that, when they actually did say that, and they stopped people from being able to use cryptocurrencies for over a year. They've been talking about giving cryptocurrency regulation since the beginning of 2018. Since then, nothing has happened. And just about every 4 or 5 months, there's a new article that comes out basically where we are told that members of parliament have finally drafted a bill, have put something together to finally regulate the cryptocurrency market. What ends up happening no longer is that the market would actually rise off of this news. Why would it rise? Is because India has 1 billion people. And the idea is that even if 10% of them got into the cryptocurrency market, well, that's major for prices. If all these people are buying up fragments of Bitcoin, fragments of Ether, 35,000 Shiba Inu at one time, this has a very strong effect on the price. Usually a week after we got news that they were thinking of putting out legislation, they would go, nope, no Bitcoin here. And then prices would fall. This is an attempt at market manipulation. And I say attempt because no one really cares anymore. You can't keep putting out the exact same news over and over and over about how you're going to allow it, how you're so-and-so, and cryptocurrency exchanges. Do you remember that thing in 2018 as well, where cryptocurrency exchanges were banned? And then they were re-allowed to open back up again. And by 2019, they were all banned once again. And then in the middle of 2019, it was, we're thinking about allowing a couple of them to be able to open. And then they said no. And then a couple of them pop back up again. You can't keep trying to just scare people and make them feel good over and over and over with this kind of news, because eventually it starts having no effect. So And just to show you that, it says Indian crypto regulation is planned for February, and I'm going to tell you exactly why that is a lie. It says India to have comprehensive crypto regulations by September. If you're not looking at the screen, this is an article from 2018. These people don't care. It's simply because, once again, and especially in a place like India, India tried many years ago to actually be one of the front runners to basically be the new, like the idea is that over the next 20 years, we know that the US dollar will basically poof. And they were looking for, I remember seeing this constantly in the news. There were a number of countries who were kind of put forward as like, could this be the new world so-and-so country controller, whatever, what have you. And India was constantly put forth because of their population and their expected growth over the next couple of years. But no, their economy is just as bad as many other countries. Their currency is absolute poop. So I think even their attempt to not allow cryptocurrency in their market and the news that they were trying to create their own central bank digital currency is because they don't give an inch to any type of innovation. The market has to remain exactly the same. Nothing can change. We have to still live in 1947 because that's where regulators and lawmakers and presidents kind of want people to stay. Anyway, that part is just my opinion, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's kind of the idea, you know, have you ever thought as to why we don't have clear or see-through mobile phones or cell phones or anything like really actually like innovative over the last couple of years? Why every year that all that happens for a new phone is that like the screen got wider, or, you know, you have an extra 10 gigs, go use them. Or maybe you can like now wirelessly charge your phone. We've had smartphones for almost 20 years now. It's because things are always meant to supposed to stay the same, but like with little tiny slight increments moving forward, as opposed to actually, you know, jumping into the pool. Anyway, that's basically all the news right now. Don't believe the India thing for a bit. I think if the India news does end up being true, which it won't be at some point, I think the market will barely react. And I have an inkling that they're probably one of the countries who's also secretly buying up Bitcoin because they know what's going on. But then the problem is that they're making sure to also not tell, their 1 billion people, which is a problem. Look, here we go, right here. It's really like you can see the war actually playing out. Like the moment this overtook Dogecoin, it started pumping, but like there was no reason for an actual Dogecoin pump except for trying to keep Dogecoin actually like relevant in the market. Crazy times. And now XRP is trying to pump as well just so we can also like stay above Dogecoin. This market makes no sense. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Professor Wally from Gunbot University. And let's move on. Chris, Hakeem Wilkins, Empire Queen, Staker with Valor, Fudweiser, Mortified, Roman, Gaba, Bitcoin, Ben Arachno, Dave, Tony, Ambrosi, The Dealer's Den, Red Plump, Tomato, Wish, taking the letter M, Stefan Dirks, Not Brain, Captain Something in the Z-Way, Lay, Crypto, Black Sheep, AJ Cut 5, Speedy655, and Carlos was like, Mobarazi, Jojo, Shaw, Show, VB Nerd 21, Miguel, Relay, Lauren, Silva, Quarter Bitty, Bare Bones, Mining, Troy, All Good, Space, Casey, The Miracle, Patra, Noster, Conan, Noska, Blake Day, Snacky Chan, Tolek, Banana, Auspicious, Agile, and Blockchain, Navarro, Williams, David James, Attila, The Han, Yasha, Harari, Utopia 569, Moonman, High, XRP, Martin Stoyer, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Grace, Mo Hermoni, Massive Ventures in Thailand, Jairus, Hannah, Wise Night, Owl, 242 to the World Bank, Road Network, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Damien, Sasuna, Richard there, Vlad, The Impaler, Paxis, Nick, Mangiela, Vody, Jim, Gunner, Jimmy Fox, Minting Coins, Mother Hitch, every day, and Kelsey, Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Butterme, Boatface, Anytime for this Mouse Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger, Macho, Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola, Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to all the new Patreon members as well. Hello to thee. If you are still here watching the video, tell me how high you think Shiba Inu coin's price can go, because this is going to be a huge debate over the next couple of weeks, especially if we end up getting the market to move back up. This is going to be a very red hot topic. At the moment, Bitcoin is at $59,077. It is up by 0.69%. I'm expecting Bitcoin to have another 1 or 2 lull days I can just kind of feel it. Binance Coin is up by 0.26%. XRP is up by 1.7 because it really wants to stay in the actual rankings. Dogecoin is up by 37% on nothing other than actual fear. Shiba Inu is currently down by 19%, or rather it's up by 19%, but is currently also trending down as well. I assume that's because some of the money has clearly shifted to the other coin. Anything else crazy? Matic is up by 8%. Cosmos is up by 3. Phantom is up by 17 points. Ethereum Classic is up by 5. Okay. Near is up by 8. Hedera Bar is up by 4%. I think that might be it at the... Oh, no. One Harmony, whatever that is up by 15%. Oh, boy. Yeah. I do hope... Is it Thursday? It's Thursday. Happy Thursday. I do hope you all... Oh my gosh, what was that? I do hope you all enjoyed. That hurt. Hope you all have a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, supporting, listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See